Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. Today I'm gonna share with you guys an easy and beautiful Christmas DIYs. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. Let's start with the first project. I'm going to be using this wood crate that I got from Dollar Tree. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be using this Waverly chalk paint anti-wax. And I always love to grab a piece of this bad sponge because at the same time I don't use that much paint if I use just a regular brush. And once I do a coat, I went over with a small brush and just on the details of the wood crate that it didn't cover really with the butt sponge. And I just put it to a side and let it dry really well. And here's the part where I use a small brush, just to go inside of the wood crate. And once it's completely dry, I'm just gonna use this ornament that I got at Dollar General. It's really beautiful. So I decided to remove the hanger and I'm just gonna place them inside of the wood crate. And also, if you want to do an extra step, you guys can put a few embellishment. I just want to show you them with the white berries. It looked really beautiful, and with the red ones, I decided to go with the white ones, and I just use a little bit of the hot glue to glue it. And to glue our ornament, I just use a little bit of the hot glue, but you guys can use for permanent whole wood glue. And that's how easy and budget friendly it was to create this project. Let me know in the comments down below what do you guys think about this project. For the next DIY,
we're gonna be using this wood decor piece that I got from Dollar Tree, and to paint it I'm gonna be using the Waverly anti-wax, and I just did one coat and I just let it dry. I just cut one piece of this tissue paper. I want to create this wonderful technique that Sandra and also Yvonne they show us in their channel. I will link it down in my description box below their channel so you guys can see what they do. They're so talented. So first I did one coat and I just placed the tissue paper. The brush, it needs to have a little bit of Mod Podge so you guys don't rip your tissue paper. So I did the same step until I cover all the sign. And once I was done, I did another coat on Mod Podge on the top. And I just let it dry completely. With a small piece of sandpaper, I just sand the edges so we can remove the extra paper, and it works really amazing because you don't need to cut it, but if you guys want to cut it, you guys can cut it too. I just went over with the Waverly anti-wax just to distress it a little bit on the edges. The next thing, we're going to be using this wood word that I got from Dollar Tree, and here's the item number just in case. And to paint it, I'm using the same paint, the Restore Chalk paint. I did one coat and I just let it dry, and I just create another bow, so I just put them all together. And the ribbons that I'm using, I had it on hand, the burlap ribbon, and the other ribbon it's from Dollar Tree, and I just placed it on the top of the ornament, and I just placed the words in the middle, and I just use hot glue to glue it. But if you guys want a strong hold, you guys can use wood glue or E16 6,000. Also, I decided to distress a little bit the letters so it can blend all together with the sign, and for that I just used the Waverly anti-wax. I just used a few pine cones and one Christmas pig, and I just put them all together in the middle of the bow, and it was the touch that it need. It turned out really beautiful, this sign. And like I mentioned, if you guys want to hang this sign, you guys can use a piece of Jute twine or a piece of this plant hanger. I think it will look really beautiful. It has a hanger too.
For the next project, I'm gonna be using one book that I got from Dollar Tree. I just want to cover the letters there on color white. So for that, I just used the craft wash chalkboard paint on color ink, and I just did one coat. It covered really well this paint. And once I was done, I just put it to a side so it can dry really well. The next thing, I'm grabbing this scrapbook paper that I had on hand. You guys can use like those stickers that Dollar Tree they have, but I'm just gonna use what I have on hand. So to put the scrapbook paper on the side of the book, I'm gonna put a little bit of the Mod Podge, and I'm just gonna put my words. And also I just cut another few pieces because it was kind of missing a little bit of that scrapbook paper on the side. I hope it makes sense. And also I did another coat on Mod Podge on the top, and I just let it dry really well. I'm gonna be using this beautiful ornament that I got at home. I got it on clearance when they have like 70 or 80% off. It was really wonderful deal that they have that day. So I'm just gonna place them on the top of the book, and I grabbed this mini clothespin. It was already on color red, and I just placed it on the top, and I just put a few pieces of this greenery. Also, I decided to grab one buttons to place them on the side. It was missing something else, the book. And that's the only thing that I did for this project. It turned out really adorable, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this other project? For the next DIY, I'm gonna be using these letters. I got it at Dollar Tree, and I'm pretty sure you guys seen it so many times. So to paint it, we're using the Waverly paint on color wax. Hopefully I'm saying it right. So I just did one coat, and I just let it dry really well. The next thing that I grabbed, I'm gonna reuse this picture frame that I had on hand, and it didn't have the glass or the cover on the back, so I decided to grab just a piece of cardboard that I have. It was already in color white, so I decided to do some lines to create this chiplet look that I love to create in my projects. So I just traced my lines, and once I was completely done, I went over with my finger to distress it a little bit, but I didn't like it really well because it didn't show the lines really well. So I want to show you these other techniques so they can be a little bit dark, the lines. I just grabbed this color pencil on color brown, and I just traced my lines once, and once I was done, I went over just on a few parts with the color black, and it turned out amazing. The lines, I love it how they turn out. And once we're completely done, I went over with my finger to distress it a little bit, and that was the only touch that it need. and I'm gonna put it back to my picture frame, and I'm gonna place my sign on the top. If you guys want a permanent hold, I think it's way better to use wood glue, but I was kind of in the rush, so I just used hot glue to glue it. It was missing a few touch of the embellishment, so I just grabbed a few pieces of this greenery and I just placed it on the side. If you guys want to place a bow on that side, it will look really beautiful. I think it looks way better the bigger bows, but I went with the small one. And I just gonna place it on the side with a little bit of the hot glue. And I grab a few pieces of the red berries to give this touch of the Christmas. And that's the only thing that I did for this beautiful project. It was super easy to create, and I'm pretty sure you guys have like all the things at your home so you can create this beautiful sign. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this other project? For the next project, I'm gonna be using one wood truck that I got from Dollar Tree.
And to paint it, I'm using this beautiful color red that I got from Dollar Tree. I did first one coat, and once it was completely dry, I went over and did another second coat. And also, I just grabbed two pieces of the painter's tape to cover the piece of the tires because I'm going to be using another color to paint this part of the tire. I just grabbed my piece of fabric and I'm going to be creating this beautiful pocket to put it on the top of the truck. First, I just fold the edges of the fabric twice and I did the same step on the other two sides. On the top of the fabric, I folded opposite. You guys can see what I'm doing right here, how I fold the other remaining piece of the fabric on the top, and I just create the pocket at the side that I need for my truck. And once I was done, I just used hot glue to put it on the top of the truck. And I just cut one piece of the adhesive cord sheet to place it on the top to give this effect of the window and also to cover the two holes that they have to hang the truck. And also to put inside, I just used these Christmas picks that I got from Dollar Tree and these other few pieces that I got from Walmart. And I just cut the picks and I just placed it inside of the pocket. I decided to create this simple bow to put it on the top. You guys can place it in the middle. And I create another beautiful bow and I just place one button in the middle. And it turned out really beautiful, but if you guys want, you guys can just leave it without the bow. And I really don't know what happened with the part where I show you that I distressed on the edges with the Waverly anti-wax, and also I used the same paint to paint the tires.
For the next project, I'm gonna be using this beautiful wooden slate with the base. I got it at Dollar General. Got it on clearance. It cost me like 50 cents or less than that. It was really great price. So to paint it, I'm using the Waverly anti-wax and I just did one coat, and once I was done with my brush, I just went over on the details that my sponge it didn't cover. I'm gonna be using these metal letters that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna be painting it, but I know it's way better to use one coat on Mod Podge first and let it dry and put your paint so it can hold it way better, because it kind of like it removes the paint really easy. For me, like I went with the sandpaper to remove a little bit of that paint, and you can also do another coat on Mod Podge on the top so it can hold the paint really well. I'm gonna grab a few pieces of these Christmas pigs and I'm gonna place it on the neck of the deer, and I just put the letters on the top, and I just use hot glue, but I think it's way better to use E6000 for permanent hold. And I grab a few pics of these and I put them all together, and I'm gonna place a few berries so I can place them kind of like inside. And that's the only thing that I did. It turned out really beautiful and adorable. I love it how it turns out. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this other project? For the next DIY, I'm going to be using this shadow box that I got at home, and I love it so much what it has on the front. So I decided to create this project inside, and to paint it, I'm going to be using the Restore chalk paint on color white, and I just did one coat and I just let it dry really well. First, I didn't want to cover the shadow box really well, but at the end I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna cover it all the way with the paint, and also kind of on the edges. The next thing that I grabbed this beautiful ornament that I got at Dollar General, and I decided to paint it a little bit with this paint because it was just colored tan and I didn't like it, and I want the color white to pop a little bit more. I hope it makes sense, but you guys can paint it at the color of your preference. And also I decided to use this color red so I can paint the berries, and I just did one coat and I just let it dry really well. I'm gonna create a few lines inside of that shadow box, and with my finger I want to smooth my lines a little bit, and I just want the lines to be a little bit more dark, and for that I just grabbed my pencil and I went over and do the lines a little bit dark. And also I grabbed these stickers that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna spell the word joy and I place it in the middle, and I'm gonna use a little bit of that matte patch so it can seal the letters really well. And I just gonna glue my wreath with a little bit of the hot glue, and I create just a simple bow, and I'm gonna place it on the top of the wreath. And also I grab a few pieces of the greenery and I place it on the bottom, and that's the only thing that I did. It turned out really adorable, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this other project?
For our next project, I'm going to be using this candy tray that I got from Dollar Tree, and I had it for a really long time. And to paint it, I'm using the Restylane chalk paint on color white. I did one coat and I just let it dry. So you guys can see I didn't cover the tray all the way because I want the beautiful color red to show. And to distress it a little bit more, I just used a small piece of sandpaper and I just distress it at the way that I want my tray to be. I will be using one ornament that I got at home and I got it last year. Here's the item number just in case if you guys need it. So you guys can see my ornament, it has these two holes. So to fix that, I just placed this silver ribbon and I just cut it at the side that I need it, and I just use a little bit of hot glue to glue it. I just create these beautiful bows made of these ribbons from Dollar Tree, and I just use a little bit of hot glue to put it together. And once I was done, I just place it on the top of the tray and I just place the ornament too. I just use hot glue to glue it. I'm going to be using another Christmas pics and I just painted so they can have this effect that they have a snow, and for that I just use the Restylane chalk paint and I just use a little bit of the paint, and once they're completely dry I just place it on the side. Also I grabbed these two pine cones and I just place it on the top because it was missing something else. I will be using one bell that I got from Dollar Tree and I had it for a really long time, and to paint it I'm using the Waverly anti-wax. I just did one coat, and with a piece of paper towel I just removed a little bit of the paint and I just let it dry. And also with the same paint I just went over on the tray to distress it a little bit more, and it turned out really beautiful once you distress it with this paint. And I just placed the bill in the middle, and this is how it looks at tray once we're done. If you want to hang this beautiful tray on the wall, you guys can grab a small piece of jute twine and put it on the back, or you guys can just leave it the way it is. Please let me know in the comments down below what do you guys think about this project. It turned out really gorgeous, I love it, but please let me know what do you guys think.
So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And please don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified every time that I load a new video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.